Number 10. Booker T, Spinner-Rooney. Most people can agree that Booker T's Spinner-Rooney is kind of awesome to witness, even if it really doesn't make any sense. Why Booker needs to do a bit of breakdancing while he's in the midst of a competitive match is anyone's guess. It goes without saying that Booker T absolutely makes the taunt work for him, but it's hard to see the value of such a bold move. The move takes a fair bit of time to perform if you include the build-up as well. For example, a heel Randy Orton would probably have a field day lining up a punt kick on a mid-Spinner-Rooney Booker T. Number 9. John Cena, You Can't See Me. Whenever John Cena would break out his You Can't See Me taunt, everyone knows that meant that the match would soon be drawing to a close. While it's a simple and effective taunt, it really doesn't make that much sense. Obviously, in almost 100% of the situations John Cena has used that taunt, both the opponent and the crowd can in fact see him. It's not even like Cena is an incredibly agile performer when compared to others either, but the taunt is still a classic and has taken on a life of its own across pop culture. Number 8. Shawn Michaels, Tuning Up the Band. Of every kind of taunt in wrestling, the wake-up taunt is the one that makes the least sense. Everyone knows it. Michaels picks a corner and starts stomping his boot on the mat, leading the audience to clap along just before sweet chin music connects. The problem with this kind of taunt is blatantly obvious. It alerts the opponent to where exactly the next move is coming from. Assuming any wrestler has a brain, they'd remember that Michaels ends his matches with a swift kick in the face, so they'd probably roll out the way when they hear that stomping start. Number 7. Goldust, Breathe and Bite. Goldust as a performer provokes many questions, but of all the things that just don't make sense, his taunt might make the least sense. Exactly why he feels the need to rub his hands along his body with that deep breath before launching into a bite is a question no one should ask. It might make little sense to wrestling fans, but it sure seems to make Goldust happy. Maybe the entire thing is just a calming technique, or perhaps it's just one of those weird ways that someone like Goldust gets into the zone. Number 6. The Undertaker and Kane, Sit Up. There's no denying that the classic sit-up is an awesome moment in a heated wrestling match, but it's also kind of impractical. Exerting the force needed to accomplish a sit-up can't be easily after they've been suplexed a couple of times. The simple and easy course of action would be to just roll over and get onto your feet. While the sit-up doesn't always make the most sense, it pretty much always looks awesome, even when it's executed in a match with relatively lower stakes. Number 5. Mick Foley, Bang Bang. Who is Mick Foley shooting and why? Apparently the taunt came from an old song, but that doesn't really help the taunt make much sense for any of his characters. Somehow this strange and simple taunt became one of the most famous in wrestling. Fans always popped whenever Foley broke it out, even if it didn't exactly fit the person he was in the ring with. It could be said that Foley violently bangs up his opponent, but that doesn't account for the enthusiastic finger guns that he throws in for good measure. Perhaps it may represent that the fact his Cactus Jack persona couldn't be killed, hence the Bang Bang taunt. Number 4. Sheamus, Chest Beats. Another classic taunt that doesn't make much sense, and actually seems to be counterintuitive, is Sheamus's chest beats that he does just before going for a bro kick. Everyone has seen the kind of devastation that his thumps can bring to an opponent's chest. So why would he want to do that to himself? Someone could say that he's trying to psych himself up to deliver the kick, but actively hurting yourself right before trying to end a match doesn't seem like the best game plan around. Number 3. Santino Marella, Trombone. Santino Marella may have been a comic relief wrestler, but he was fantastic at what he did. Unfortunately, he had one of the weirdest taunts that just didn't make any sense regardless of how much you think about it. Santino's trombone taunt was something that fans seemed to love, even if it was incredibly over the top or seen as an innuendo for something else. Exactly why Santino felt the need to play the trombone when he could be winning his matches is a good question, but one that fans will never have the answer to. Number 2. The Undertaker, Dead Man's Goodbye. Wrestling fans absolutely love The Undertaker, even if his character literally is a walking dead person. He's for sure a ghoulish figure, with the ability to teleport, who gets in a wrestling ring to drop people headfirst into the mat. The classic pose that shows him down on one knee with his tongue out is fantastic, but what it is accomplishing other than looking great for photos? It is further adds to the Undertaker's mystique, managing to make him even more awesome than he already was. Number 1. Randy Orton, hearing voices. Randy Orton hearing the voices in his head has already gotten him into trouble before when he hurt his arm, so clearly the taunt isn't the best. That's without mentioning that, once again, his opponent is alerted that an RKO is coming from directly behind them. The silly taunt that sees Orton slamming his arms aggressively on the ground has shifted in intensity over the years. Orton's RKO makes up for it, as it can come out of nowhere, but he sure does tell the opponents exactly where it's coming from a lot. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content.